Hello everyone and welcome back from the break. So this next segment is our third and final segment of the program. Thank you for tuning in this long. So Dr. Pillai is going to be talking to us about Ascended Masters and devotion, Darshan, which is an energy transmission, and then rituals, remedies, soul cleansing techniques. So welcome back, Dr. Pillai. He's not here quite yet. Once he comes on, we are going to be taking the questions from chat about the program itself. We want to be able to answer whatever questions you have about this Lightbody Mastery program. As I mentioned before, it is unlike anything that Dr. Pillai has done in the past. We have Dr. Pillai with us. Thank you for joining us. So, Dr. Pillai, we will be taking questions in just a moment. Until then, can you tell us a little bit about devotion and Ascended Masters?
Let's take a look at Christianity. It is the largest religion of the world. And the only message about Christianity that stands out is devotion. There is no meditation involved in Christianity. It's all about love towards Jesus. And you love me and I will take care of you. You have to be committed to love, and loving the Lord is everything in Christianity. It's a very simple message. It's not complicated like yoga, where they ask you to completely quieten the mind and kill the ego and burn your karma. And all that is not there in Christianity. It's very simple. Just give your life, turn your life over to Christ. So that is a religion based on love. Through love you can transcend the material reality. Through love you can transcend time also. Through love you can bring a God to come to this earth plane. Because there is no greater power than love. And that love is devotion and total devotion. I'll give you a story. It's not a story, but really part of history. This man goes to a teacher. He's an archer. Teacher, can you teach me archery? The teacher says, no, I cannot teach you archery. The reason why the teacher refused was he had another student who was going to be number one. This man will be a competition for his favorite student. So he says no. The student takes no, doesn't want to take no as an answer. So he goes home and he makes a statue of the teacher. And then in front of the statue he starts practicing archery. Then he gets all the information from the statue. The teacher comes through the statue. And then he became the number one guy. Now the teacher found out that he is excelling in his archery, and he comes to his house and said, well, I'm glad that you got all the powers and you are becoming the number one archer. I'm very happy about it, but you did not pay me the tuition you owed me. He never taught him. And he said, yes, I owe you the tuition. What is the tuition? The tuition is, can you give me your right thumb? That's the price. He did not think twice. He never asked, hey, you did not teach me anything. I just, you didn't even see me, and then you just come to my house all of a sudden and ask me for a tuition. You didn't do anything to me. He didn't say that. He took a sword, sliced his thumb, and then gave it to the master. Remember, he's an archer, and if he loses his thumb, he is gone. That is devotion. That is commitment. And then you get everything that you want to get. That is an example of ultimate devotion. I know it is hard for everyone. That's why there should be a combination of preparing your mind to that level. And my program is a balanced program. Whatever I teach, whether it is the Lightbody or a manifestation technique, a strong component is going to be making you comfortable on the material level. Meaning, the program should be able to give you material wealth and understanding. And that is important for me. Otherwise, it's going to be just unrealistic. If you are hungry, you have to be fed first. And a hungry man will not be able to listen to a Lightbody program. For him, he wants bread. And this program will give you also the ability to manifest what you want to manifest, because you are light. Your brain is empowered. You are no longer have a weak brain. If you have a weak brain, then the poverty will be a consequence. That's why I define poverty as a disease of the mind. So that when you begin to have the Lightbody, then the proof is that you think and create everything. Then you will understand that energy and matter are the same, that I think and then I manifest. So that is the dynamics here. Now, am I going to be answering questions, or should I?
You can keep going. We'll answer the questions after your discussion.
Yeah. So the program is going to be, just don't think that it is a Lightbody program, it is otherworldly and I'm going to be let down. No. So I don't believe in it. Okay. So Lightbody, the first thing is for the program to work on your body, so that the body becomes, gets rid of diseases and pain and aches. And then also the body, in order to do that, you need money. And then gaining more and more light will empower your brain, and once your brain is empowered, then you will have the ability to manifest everything you want to manifest. Unless you do prove it to yourself, it's not going to work. So you have to prove it to yourself, and that will happen as a part of the program too. So when there is more light, then you can move mountains. Okay. Because it will give you so much faith, and then you will understand the process of energy and matter in a very realistic sense. Okay, so that's a very important thing to keep it in mind about this Lightbody program.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, other questions?
Yes, we were interested in hearing about Darshan. What is that? What is the energy transmission?
Darshan is the seeing the sacred. Many people, even scientists, and even people who are Wall Street people. I was in meeting with Wall Street people. And these people are really after money, and then nothing matters to them. And these people, in one meeting in New York several years ago, I was there, and and one person got up and said that he was seeing me changing my body, and he was seeing me as a light. And then there were about 20, 25 people in the, it's a very, very private meeting with a lot of people. All of them are Wall Street people, very well-to-do people. And he said, "Are you able to see, or am I hallucinating or anything?" And he had the ability, and this has happened also in a meeting with scientists who are hard-nosed people. Okay, how they are able to see? One or two people are able to see, but not the rest of them. In most cases, only one person was able to see. It is because he has the ability to see what others cannot see. But it can be, everybody's soul is seeing the reality, but the mind and the eyes are not able to see. That's why there are many pictures taken, and I have not given permission before to release it. Even the camera will pick up the light body, because the camera can capture the 54,000th of a second. That's how the digital camera can capture that time frame. And at that time frame, at one time, I was giving something to my wife, and then there's some Chinese person from Sri Lanka, from Malaya, I think Singapore, took a picture, and then it picked up my light body. So there are so many pictures like that. Now coming back to the Darshan. Darshan is, I do something to help people whose consciousness to move, so that they will be able to see the transformation. They can see differently, and the experience will vary from person to person. And this process is called a darshan. Although some people, don't worry if you don't see anything, but it's still, your soul is being impacted. Close your eyes. What's going to happen is I'm going to ask you to open your eyes. So in the meantime, I will get into your third eye. It's not that you don't have a third eye, everybody has a third eye. But it is not active. But once I get in there, then you will have more activation. Now open your eyes and look at me. Look at my form. Keep on staring at my form. Close your eyes. Visualize my form in your third eye. Now, keep quiet, dismiss my concentration, dismiss concentrating on the third eye. Be quiet and natural, and again concentrate on the third eye and open your eyes. Keep looking at my form. Close your eyes. I'm going to give you a light body meditation. Go to the left brain. Focus on the left brain. Now focus on the right eye. Right eye, left brain. On the right eye, intone the sound. Sound suits into the left brain. Visualize a sound and light, a light shooting into the left brain from the right eye. Now from the left eye to the right brain, another light shoots. The sound Roo. Roo. R-U. Roo. Roo. Right eye, left brain. Ah. Left eye, right brain. Roo. Now the midbrain. The third eye, including the pituitary, the pineal, the thalamus. L. Arul. 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 Arul Perum Jyoti. Visualize the body as light. Arul Perum Jyoti. I have a light body, full of light. How do I get it? Tani Perum Karunai. It's a compassion from the divine to bail you out from the prison of the body, the prison of the mind. Compassion from the divine is Tani Perum Karunai. Arul Perum Jyoti. Arul Perum Jyoti. Tani Perum Karunai. Arul Perum Jyoti. Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti Suyam. Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti Param. Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti Arul. Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti Shivam. Now the whole body is filled with light. The brain is like 1,000 watts bulb. bright, like a laser beam, unlimited light. Now the light occupies the entire body. அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி. Slowly keep your eyes closed, relax. Slowly, slowly come back to yourself.
Thank you, Dr. Pillai, for that. Not just the explanation, but the experience of Darshan, or the Master. So what we're going to do now is bring on our next set of guests, and then after them, we'd love for you to return and answer some questions. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we'll now bring on our amazing women. We have with us here Catherine Stringer and Mina Malloy. Dr. Pillai will be joining us again, so please stay tuned and continue to post your questions about the Lightbody in general or the program itself, and we will come back for questions. So I would like to start with Catherine. Welcome. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here. So Dr. Pillai was just talking about the power of devotion and transformation, which is why you two women are here, because you're both a testament to that. So, Catherine, it's so interesting talking to you. We've talked before, and I find your story very fascinating. And if you don't mind me summing it up, that before, what was it, 10, 12 years ago, you were in a place where you didn't even believe in God and had all these beautiful worldly pleasures around you, and kind of came to a place where you were at rock bottom and not doing so well. Can you tell us a little bit about that story, where you were and where you came to and where you are now through the teachings of Dr. Pillai, and of course, what you bring to the table, which is your love and devotion, which is so unique to you.
Okay. I guess with regards to what you said, and I'll try and keep it brief, I had moved to New York. I had 2 young children, married, and I hadn't, at that time, I had just started a spiritual practice. I didn't really believe in God at that time, but we had moved 15 minutes away from Baba. Didn't know him at that point. I just met one of his students, and then life was collapsing. It was very stressful, and I wasn't able to. My career, because of moving, my career had stopped. There was a lot of pressure on all fronts, and I remember just starting Baba's practices just vaguely, and I had the opportunity to meet him in New York, and the room filled with light, and with someone with zero spiritual practice. That was pretty incredible. You just, I couldn't understand what it was. And I knew, it seemed all very strange to me, and I was very skeptical, but I had to, something compelled me to keep doing Baba's teachings. Shortly after, about a month or so, I did a retreat with Baba, and it was at that point, again, very novice, there's something in my heart that said, you have to study with this man. And it was through his teachings that everything started to shift within me. I was really fear-ridden. I had tons of fear, tons of anxiety, anger, and a lot of issues that needed to be addressed that I couldn't see. And Baba's teachings started to pull that all forward, and things started to transform. It transformed in helping my family, my children. And I was compelled to delve further into my spiritual world. And my marriage split at that time. We had different paths to follow. And at that time, I had to move back to Canada with my 2 children and begin a whole new life over again. I wasn't destitute by any means, but I had to pull it together, and it was frightening. It was very frightening. And I had given away my power, and I was incredibly fearful, which was paralyzing and stagnating. It was difficult to start a career because I couldn't attract the clientele. I didn't have the confidence to do so. And Baba's teachings just kept evolving that within me, strengthening it. And
I hate to interrupt you, but I just heard that we have to actually wrap up this segment of the show in about 5 minutes until the Google closes, apparently. Just your final statement. I'm sorry, I know you have so much more to say. You're an incredible and inspiring woman. And just from me knowing you, and I met you 10 years ago, knowing where you were when you were in New York, and knowing that you did feel this helplessness and trapped, and now look at you. You're an inspiration to so many women. You are independent. You're raising 2 beautiful, amazing children. You have a beautiful home. You have a thriving business, and you have the spiritual attunement that people would spend lifetimes trying to get, and that was through your your dedication, your practice of Dr. Pillai's teachings, and
dedication. You've got to commit to it, and it's important. You have to do the discipline, and you'll get paid. The payback will be phenomenal. So
absolutely. And what can you say to mothers?
To mothers, oh my goodness,
you're an inspiration. What would you say?
This has changed. It has changed my perspective in raising children, empowering me to live and be the person that I want my children to be. So it's teaching them by example and not by words, and it has filled me with love, confidence, compassion. The list is endless, and I won't go on, but in doing that, it has changed for my children, and that has been the most compelling thing for me in order to continue doing this outside of the Lightbody. But my children were the one that inspired me to do all this, to be a better person.
So thank you so much. I know that you're the perfect example for them. So we have about just a few more minutes. We're going to bring Dr. Pillai back on. I'm sorry, Mina, we didn't get to your story. Let's touch base, and we'll do a hangout next week, okay? Definitely want to spend some more time with you. So now we're going to go back to Dr. Pillai. This is what happens when you're live, and you have to go with the flow of things. Thank you, women. You are both an inspiration, very powerful, dedicated women who I've seen use faith in Dr. Pillai's teaching. Absolutely change your lives 100%. So we have Dr. Pillai back. So we're just going to wrap up right now, Dr. Pillai. What would you say to the audience who are interested in the Lightbody? There's no sound.
Because I'm on a time constraint now, Google is going to shut us off because the 4-hour limit. So I have two minutes to go, and which is a good thing to do. As a matter of fact, I don't need even 2 minutes, and I just put it in my mind that now they are saying it's only 1 minute now remaining. That's even better. So I want to, at this point, wish you well, because I truly, truly believe that everyone should have a prosperous life, not only a prosperous life, but relationship too, but added to the light body, which is the final goal of everyone.